Tim, it's so good to see you. Welcome to this Facebook Live event from the Center for Marriage and Relationships at Biola University. It's really fun to see you again.
Oh, Chris, it's great to see you, but I am sick of seeing me. I've been in so many Zoom meetings, I'm just sick of analyzing my face in a close-up. But it's so great to be with everyone. We're all in this together, and here at Biola University with our Center for Marriage and Relationships, we wanted to reach out to you and just offer some advice in these crazy COVID-19 times, because relationships and marriages don't stop during a pandemic.
No, Tim, I think that's very important to talk about. Let's do that. Let's talk about some tips for being married in quarantine, because, man, we've entered a new world with new rules, new expectations, and, man, this changes how we are married and how we go through conflict and communication in this kind of microwaved environment.
Yeah, why don't we offer like different tips? And let me start. Tip number one is I think we need, Chris, to lower our expectations. Expectations are a huge part of a communication climate. And so if we have these crazy expectations that we're going to thrive as a family, we're going to learn Latin in our marriage, we're going to do Bible studies every day, and that there won't be conflict, that we're in this together and we're not going to rub each other the wrong way. You know, one thing, I was doing a radio interview and I just mentioned this and I thought it was applicable. Noreen and I lived overseas in Lithuania for an entire year with two other couples. And again, there'd be conflict between the couples, but we always started our conflict by saying, hey, let's remember we're living in a different country. We're not used to this. Right? And so I think with COVID-19, we're all living in a different country. And so give each other grace to navigate these uncertain times.
I love that. I think if I changed one word for my side of things, first of all, I would do that and realize how different this is. But I would also change another word for me, and that is I'm not having to do something, I get to do something. And even in general in life, whenever I can say and kind of replace that word that I have to do this, I have to go find this, I have to be more this, more that, but instead to be able to say I get to. This is an opportunity for me to see something new and unique, not just about our marriage and our relationship, but I get this opportunity to see a little bit more about even myself. And maybe that's the next tip, Tim, is give yourself permission to use this as an opportunity to learn a little bit more, not just about your soul, your condition, your relationship, and your relationship with God. And I think that could be a really important moment in time for us to see a little bit how God might be working on us and through us during a time like this.
Yeah, and don't be afraid of the evaluation, Chris. Remember what James says? Consider it joy when you encounter trials, because they kind of reveal where you're at with the Lord. So for some of us, there's a lot of things we needed to work on in our walk with the Lord, and we just kind of put it aside because life was so busy. But now, this trial that we're all experiencing surfaces certain things in my walk with the Lord that maybe this is a time for me to focus on and attend to things that I know I needed to get to, but for whatever reason just never got to them.
Yeah, I think there's no guilt and no shame in doing that and learning what it means to extend grace during this time to not only your spouse, but to yourself during this moment of opportunity. Tim, maybe one other tip that we can talk about real quickly is remember, I think through all of this, it'd be very important for couples to realize and remember that their spouse is not the enemy in this.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. And hopefully we'd be on a unified front, right, against COVID-19 that has impacted every aspect of our lives, financially, spiritually, emotionally. Hopefully we would have a united front, but I love what you said, Chris. If for some reason you don't have that united front as much as you thought you would, give each other grace during these difficult times. And then, Chris, let me add one other thing. At the Biola University with our center, we've not been afraid to go towards spiritual opposition. We've actually did 2 conferences on that. So I'd have my antennas up just a little bit that the devil for certain wants to create fissures within the marital relationship and within the family relationship. So as we pray for each other, maybe offer a spiritual warfare prayer just for divine protection against the evil one.
I think that is really profound and really important. Remember, in all of this, it's the spouse, not the root of the conflict. The spouse, at the end of the day, is not the one that is the cause of these problems. It's this COVID-19, it's the enemy using that against us. And if you recognize that, I think your conflict, Tim, and the communication you can have in your marriage can really take on a profound new way of looking at this, and you can become unified together in intimacy against a common enemy rather than kind of going at each other instead.
Hey, one quick question as we wrap this up. Be honest with me. How obvious is it that I don't have hair?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's very distracting right now to look at anything other than that beautiful bald head of yours. I'm just going to tell you.
Oh, thank you, Chris Grace. Hey, listen, we love you guys. We're praying for you.
We are.
We're all in this together. And just know that the CMR, if you go to our website, we've got a ton of materials that I think are applicable to a lot of situations on conflict resolution. So please go check out our website and just know that we're here for you at the CMR.
Awesome. Good to see you guys. Take care.
Bye. Wash your hands, Chris.